Hello everyone. This is the next video in our series on how to generate free cash flow from product development data. In the last video, we discussed the amazing benefits of parts rationalization. Today, we are discussing classification and how it can be used to create the standardized structures necessary for a parts rationalization product and other data needs throughout procurement and engineering organizations. If you remember, parts rationalization is a process for reducing purchase material costs. In our case study, we discussed how a global manufacturer of consumer goods generated $2.6 billion in net cash. We also said that a parts rationalization project needed a structured approach for capturing geometric and performance characteristics from authoritative sources such as drawings and specifications. The resulting part and product data was analyzed for cost variance versus the performance and material characteristics. This is how an organization achieves the cash flow benefits. Classification is the technique used to create the structure. It's natural. It's the way our brains work. The most important aspect of our classification approach is that it serves the people who need to do the analysis of the data. The people who need part and product data are the ones who create the structure or data model. This is very different from the traditional approach where users create the requirements for the data they need, the IT group creates a data model and a database, then create a software application on top of the data model, users test it and find they left out some data requirements, which IT adds to the database and then repeats the process. It usually takes 3 cycles to get an application that people can actually use. The primary problem is that this approach is not flexible. Once the database has been created, changes are very time-consuming and costly. Obviously, classification is the right approach. But how do you get started? Here's a classification application integrated with the ARIS PLM system. First of all, the classification application needs to be easy to use. There needs to be a place for a detailed description of a node or category, a place for synonyms, and to keep track of all of the changes, as you can see here. The application needs the ability to assign fields for the geometric, performance, and material characteristics. We call these attributes. It also needs descriptions for the attributes, the types of data contained in the attributes, units of measure, and the values that will be allowed for the attribute. It's also critical that the attributes be standardized and assigned from a standard list. I'll show you how easy it is to create a node and add an attribute. Also, changing the placement of a node is as easy as dragging and dropping. In the early stages of classification development, people must work together to develop the structure. Classification must support collaboration. In this example, you can see that some of the nodes are changing to red. This is because other people are working on the structure at the same time, and I'm being shown who is working on what. In this way, we don't interfere with each other, but can build on each other's knowledge in real time. This is a critical and extremely powerful feature that dramatically reduces the time to create a holistic classification that supports procurement and engineering organizations. This is way better than Excel and email. Lastly, once the structure is defined, there should be a light workflow and governance methodology that keeps the structure organized. I'll show you how this works. In this example, the category base has a team consisting of one approver and two developers. The developers can make changes, add child nodes, attributes, etc., but the approver must approve of the changes with a workflow. I'll demonstrate. These are some of the more important features necessary for a robust classification solution that works with existing PLM systems. And of course, classification is necessary for parts rationalization and big value. There are many other uses for classification. For example, it can be used for enabling much better part and product searches for internal and external websites. And wouldn't we all like to be able to easily find and reuse existing parts? I hope you found this classification overview informative. There's a lot more to creating a classification, and we can help. If you would like a free trial of the classification solution, please contact us at www.noetic-data.com/classification-video.